Nairobi greeted me with stifling heat and the nervous bustle of the airport. Already at the exit, a thought crept into my mind. Reality was far from Lewis's promises. He met me with a tense smile and nervous glances around. "There's a small issue," he said quietly as we got into the car. "The gold came from Congo. Because of the government change, there were border issues." I felt a tightening knot in my stomach. "So what now?" Lewis stopped the car, looked at me intently, and laid out a plan that sounded reassuring. A Congolese general, through his connections, would take the gold back into Congo, redo the paperwork, then move the cargo into Tanzania, and from there, legally back into Kenya. The scheme sounded workable, but costs would rise. Upon hearing this, I sighed in relief that we hadn't yet given the money to the agent. The next 24 hours were torture. The general took the gold and disappeared behind the Congo border. 3 days without calls, 3 days without news. Time dragged painfully slow. I started doubting everything until suddenly Lewis received a message. "Waiting for you in Dar es Salaam. Cargo is here." Dar es Salaam. The city felt calm after Nairobi's chaos. We personally met the general, who appeared confident and relaxed. He opened the crates. The gold was there. Hope ignited inside me again, brighter than before. All we needed now was a certificate of origin and to pay for refining. Expenses rose by another $50,000. I was on edge, but once again found a solution. A call to a friend, an urgent loan, a quick transfer. I convinced myself the risks were justified. The potential profit ahead could solve all my problems. After completing all the necessary paperwork, the general took the shipment back to Kenya. 2 days later, we were back in Nairobi, where the general arranged a meeting at the Ministry of Mining. The official greeted us in a stuffy office with a smile and confidently processed the documents after receiving payment. For a brief moment, I felt that everything was finally going according to plan. But that feeling lasted exactly until the customs officer's cold eyes scanned our documents. "These are fake," he said calmly. "Such documents don't exist." The world around froze. Lewis silently stared at me, seemingly waiting for my decision. We hired a lawyer, urgently returned to the ministry, and discovered that the official who issued our documents had never worked there. I felt the ground slipping away beneath me. Every hour brought new offers to resolve the issue, naturally at an even higher cost. But I was already empty, emotionally and financially. In my hotel room, looking out over Nairobi's night skyline, I felt defeat for the first time in a long while. It wasn't just financial ruin. It was losing the last remnants of trust in people and myself. Only later did I realize the entire story was meticulously planned from the start. The gold had never actually moved anywhere. This organized group of fraudsters had gold stashed in Congo, Kenya, and Tanzania. It was all an elaborate show designed specifically for us. Once they saw we could be drained for more cash, they orchestrated this entire performance just to extract even more. Africa had won again, snatching another substantial sum from our hands. Another $150,000 turned into a bitter lesson, but deep inside, almost inaudible, a quiet voice whispered, "You're still alive, so it's not over yet." Subscribe to find out what path I took next and what went wrong again.